Just inhaled a shit ton of helium. This is my voice, 7 months on T, definitely higher than my voice is pre-T. I'm staying home from class today because school sucks, and, yeah, so
Hey guys, welcome to Queer Space with Jace. That's me. This is a newly updated area of my room. Really, it's just 2 flags and then lights, those little twinkle lights or whatever they call it up there. Anyways, I have updates for y'all. It's been way too long. I am now 7.5 months, almost 8 months on T. First update is that my parents, surprise, surprise, lo and behold, has started to use my name and my gender pronouns. And my younger sister is 4 years younger than me, so we kind of like combine our birthday like celebrations together. Our family goes out for dinner to like celebrate our birthdays. I sent my mom a text. I was like, I am not going to be around anyone that is not capable of using my name or my pronouns. So then on my birthday, I slept in. And then I was having friends over later in the evening, and I opened my door, and my parents were both walking by my room, and my mom's like, don't you have something to say to him? And because for my birthday, my parents got me like an Amazon gift card because I was going to buy some FX makeup, and my dad asked for my email, so I give it to my mom, which is like my name, as Jace, newly updated because all my other emails said my dead name. It goes, oh, happy birthday, Jason. I showed me around with my friends, and I was like, my dad finally used my name and my pronouns, and like on my birthday, and he's like, oh yeah, like surprise, happy birthday, here's your present, your pronouns, your name. So basically I kind of gave them a choice. I was like, you can either not celebrate my birthday with me if you can't use my name and my pronouns, or you can use my name and my pronouns. Either way, I didn't have like a family celebration for me, not for me, but they did for my sister. Either way, I was working on the day that my sister's celebration was. So yeah, the other thing is mental health. My mental health, currently this past week, it has been pretty good. Lately, it has not been super good, but I've had some events here and there that I was looking forward to, like 2 concerts, and then I went to the Color Factory with one of my friends, and my job is good, and there are some other positive things that I will mention later that have happened. The main reason that it hasn't been good, and I'm thinking back in August, I was dating someone, and not for that long, and he was an ass. I might make a separate video on my mental health, but knowing how shitty I am with keeping up with videos, I probably won't. But my ex, trigger warning here, he was gaslighting, he was manipulative, emotionally abusive, slightly transphobic in some of the things that he did, and he kind of like created more dysphoria for me, and like most of my dysphoria is up here in my chest. I don't really have bottom dysphoria, and I mostly did only when I had like my monthly cycles, but since that stopped basically immediately when I started T, I don't, experience much bottom dysphoria, but he is problematic, and some other things happened, but then that like brought up my PTSD because trigger warning right here, he assaulted me, so that kind of plays into transphobia and then my PTSD and how shitty my mental health has been. But this past week my mental health has been pretty damn good, and I feel happy, and there's like this little area on my wall over there that I put up, and I'm like redecorating my room.
there's a bunch of pictures of like my friends and stuff on that wall, and coworkers. San Francisco Comic Con, some friends, some concerts. At the very top it says "Stay Alive, friends," not just today but tomorrow too. So on pilots, I wrote the "Stay close to anything that makes you glad to be alive," and then I colored it like rainbow colors too, because being queer is something that's super important to me, and I'm super proud of. And yeah.
As I redecorated this corner, and I'm like reorganizing things and cleaning things, and I'm off for this week for like 10 days for work. But anyways, also my social life is like my coworkers, and my coworkers are great. They are awesome. They're fun to be around. So there's that. The other positive thing is that I joined a PFLAG meeting, like a PFLAG group, and PFLAG stands for Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, but really it's for LGBTQ plus folks and parents or friends of LGBTQ plus folks. And I thought that I was too old, but I think I am okay. Also, I went to the first group, and it's not like they were like, hey, you can't, well, I went to a group last month, and it's not like they were like, hey, you can't be in here because you're too old. I don't think I told them my age either, though, so there's that. Plus, trans guys look really young, so there's also that. The group is just 3 youth. There's someone who's a teenager, there's me who's now 23, and then there's the secretary person who is older than me. I don't really know how old, but ironically all of us youth are like trans folks, and then mostly everyone else is like the people who helps start it, and then also some like staff within the schools for like GSAs, one from a middle school, one from high school, and then there's parents of like queer kids also. Queer kids, they're queer kids, they're much younger than I am, much older than I am, but I didn't really like say anything that like I needed help with the first group, but I felt an overwhelming great amount of support, even if I couldn't muster up the courage to say something. Like it was like a safe place for me. Like, I don't know. The other thing, so tea, if you are on testosterone, and particularly like shots, injections, and you don't have insurance, a cheap place that I found, like a website that I found that sells medical supplies, is Allegro Medical. I will put the link down below. At 100 needles, and then 100 syringes with the needles, and then 200 alcohol wipes, and that together was $30, and they had a sale going on, which was great. And I do have insurance, but I can only get like 10, I think, of the needles and the syringes like at a time, and I'd rather get like a huge bundle for like a cheap amount, so that's good. That's a good place to get tea medical supplies if you need them. The other thing is that I helped one of my trans friends with his shot, and ironically, after the day after I helped him with his shot, I fucked up my own shot slightly. My hand, when I injected myself, it shook like a hella, like it shook a lot. And then last week, this was not, so when I showed my friend how to do his shot, it was like last month or something, or I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. And then when I did my shot last week, because I do my shot tomorrow, because today is Thursday, I totally fucked up. Put ice on my thigh to kind of like numb out my thigh, but I didn't keep it on for long enough, so I definitely felt it. And then when I pushed it down, it sounded like an air bubble shot into my skin, which was really bad. And then like slowly more blood came out of my thigh than I am used to seeing. Usually I'm used to seeing like a dot or like hardly even, but I pushed down, and then the blood went like this, and it like, here, where is it? Like this, and it like expanded to like maybe about that much, and then like it started dripping down my leg and onto my bed, and I was like, oh crap. And then I touched my like leg, and I like scooped up the blood with my hands, and it's like, you caught me red-handed. Another thing is that I sent in one of my documents, only one thing, only for the birth certificate, but stupid me, lo and behold, forgot to put in a check, which is $23 for to change your birth certificate within California. So the costs to change forms within California, there's 5 that I want to change, but I'm going to wait on one of those. In January, I did get approved to have my court order waive fee, but basically the check for that went to medical bills, like getting blood withdrawals to see if I could start tea, like if my health levels were good enough for me to start tea, and then for gender therapy itself. So that is more than $150 that went from the $400 to that. So basically I have to reaccumulate the $400. So I did get $400, but I used it on other things that weren't going towards my court order fee to be waived. So basically I have to reaccumulate $400 for court. My name and gender marker, that in court is $400. Passport is $300. Social security number is free. Birth certificate is $23, and driver's license or ID is $25 or so. So that's about $750 to get things changed legally, like your name and your gender marker, assuming that every trans person or every FTM trans person's transition is the same and that they all experience the same dysphoria. For top surgery, an average of that is, I want to say 8K. For me, since I have a deductible plan, from what I understood from calling my insurance, which is Kaiser, my family plan has to spend $2,000 or $2,500 for the whole year, and then I only have to pay $2,000 or $2,500, something like that, which is really fucking cheap considering the average. But I mean, $2,000 is still a lot. And like for me, I want to accumulate like most of the money for myself. Like I don't really want to ask people for money because then I feel like I owe them something, you know. And then I don't want bottom surgery. Some people do, not a lot of trans guys do, honestly. And then, I mean, that's really it. And then testosterone is like $75 with insurance for me, and I get the 100 milligrams, which is bigger than the 200 milligrams. The 200 is like about that big. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks.